What up, what up, what up, what up, though? You know, tap back in with me. It's your boy, LoCo ENT. Go ahead to tell a friend to tell a friend, tell her friend to tell her friends. LoCo got the content, baby. Deuce Pound, you know we around. We going crazy. Today we doing a reaction to that boy Hassan Campbell. Man, he's funny to me. Like, I mean, I've been watching his reaction. Shout out to Soul's Vibes off Soul's Vibes TV. I mean, she don't call it that, but she might as well call it Soul's Vibes TV. What up, Soul's Vibes? Check her channel out. Like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe to Hassan channel. Hassan Campbell, that is. You know what I'm saying? The crazy boy. LoCo like me. You know what I'm saying? We similar. We got the LoCo ways to be talking crazy. Talk how we want and all that. East Coast vibes. New York and Philly. Cousins. But yeah, we're going to do a reaction video to what he talking about the door. And more. Terrence Howard had an encounter with the oily man, the oily boy. If you know, you know. Let's tap in. Yeah. Hit that notification bell.
Shall we begin?
LoCo ENT.
Shall we begin?
Shout out Hassan Campbell.
You already know the rules.
Like, share, subscribe to his channel.
When you come in my house, take off your shoes.
Right.
Super violate that like button.
Pause. Alrighty.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Hustle and flow. Getting that dough.
You said a lot.
Uh-huh.
About Diddy.
Excuse me. My fault,
You
y'all.
left a lot of question marks
All right, we good.
when it comes to this interview.
Get to the cream of the crop, man. Hold on. We ain't got premium. It's about to go to commercial and take this time out to hit that notification bell, the LoCo ENT channel, and check in with Hassan Campbell. Like, share, and subscribe to his channel. Gotta skip that. Back to the content. My fault, y'all. We ain't got premium.
You lose your
If
man
you know, you know.
card. That's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card. What is that? What do you mean by that? You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it. A man gives it.
Facts.
So when you give up that man card,
So when you take
you
it,
don't get that back.
you can't get that back, player?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up.
With that being said, like Cat Williams said, you only got one booty hole. One. And it's a man's duty to protect it in any predicament. Now, don't quote me on this. Don't quote me at all. You know what I mean? Because if you know, you know. Don't quote me. You only got one. Let's get back into it. Pause.
That man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it.
I'm coming back from that, player.
Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire.
By some oily boy.
Than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from.
You ain't got the juice no more.
Your man card.
Once you let the jizz go, pause. If you know, you know. Excuse me, cut.
You know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place. No,
sad, dirty game, dog.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see people struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that. They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head.
Wow.
The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man.
Once you go into that world of filth, that guilt will make you tilt. Tilt. That's what he talking about in layman's term. You go into that world of filth, that guilt would make you tilt. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tap in with Hassan Campbell. We reaction to his reacting, all for the situation. Ooh-wee.
You need therapy. And And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And when
we got one.
trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel
An empty shell of everything but nothing.
In the process, I have to trade out all of my
if you know, you know.
to do it so that they can stay in place. What
don't quote me.
benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here is men.
Principalities on this, man.
1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason. Because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Don't trade in your principalities, man. Diversify them. Diversify them bonds, man.
What was the consequence? Buckley invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting
Teach me a little something, Terrence.
I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to
got some more.
Just looking at me. And next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music.
Terrence don't do no music. He only did music for the movie. That oily man was curious. If you know what the oily man is, tap in and say oily man. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's LoCo ENT. Hit that notification bell, like I said. Tap in with Hassan. Words are hard. Tap in with Hassan Campbell's channel because I'm reacting to his reaction off the situation. Listen, Terrence, I never did no music, only for the movie. So what are you talking about? Melodies of what? Do, re, mi, fa, so what? Let's tap back in. My fault, y'all. I'm silly. I'm goofy. My fault, y'all.
He's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what?
Like, come back, bro.
He's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh.
Straight
okay.
like that.
Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you notice to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach. And you threaten to punch them in the mouth. Or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When
like you
approach a real man,
like you were certified
masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
Super creepy.
A man don't take the same things that a guy.
Jeepers creepers.
So always be the man.
The ooey reactions.
And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay role.
You don't play like that, homie. Don't play that.
I don't do that shit.
I'm talking about, hold up.
Means everything.
For people that understand the hood layman's term, white people, homie, don't play that. I'm talking about, you got men out here that don't play that. I'm talking about, it's cool for you to do that if you do that, but every dude, they don't play that. I'm talking about, if I was a clown, I'd be homie because I don't play that. I'm talking about, let's step back in.
I have no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. Shall we begin?
Here we go.
Certain things in this conversation, it troubles me. When Terrence Howard say, you gave up your man card. Justin Bieber was a child.
Young boy.
He wasn't old enough to give up his man card. He was a boy.
He was a young boy.
Just like with Africa Bambaataa with me.
He always revert to that.
You ain't old
but
enough
that's
to
his
give
story.
up your man card. And that's the difference between the white man's justice and the black man's
grief.
That white man's court system does not play.
They don't play.
When it comes to the law.
They the homies. They don't play that.
Second, Terrence Howard is one of the smartest dudes.
Shout out Hustle and Flow.
Come across on this internet.
See, in Philly, we call Terrence Howard Hustle and Flow. That's Hustle and Flow. What up, Hustle and Flow?
What's weird to me, that's rubbing me the wrong way, is that he's telling us that he's been in Diddy's presence. And he was sitting there.
Right.
And Diddy's sitting there.
At the door.
But Diddy's not saying nothing.
Because he's sizing up.
Diddy's looking.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking.
Sizing him up.
Nothing happened.
Nothing. Right now, they just fronting.
So you telling me you left Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And you was confused to why you was even around him.
Right. You don't do music.
When it comes to a predator, a sexual deviant. What people claim Diddy to be. Right?
With that being said, this is just a reaction video. We don't advise you to do any of these things. We don't promote these things and all of that. YouTube, you know what's going on. We just reacting to the reaction to the situation at hand. You know what I'm saying? So don't smack that hand because I already got spanked. What you think? I don't want stank. Let's get back to this thing.
See, I'll give you an example. When you're in the presence of
If you know, you know.
Africa Bambaataa,
Don't quote me.
he's not going to confuse you. You're going to absolutely feel the presence of somebody that's inviting you to a lifestyle that you are not a part of.
Right.
Especially when you're grown. Little boys be confused. Like, what's going on here? What is this dude doing? Then you gradually see at the last moment, like, this is the boogeyman.
Draining the innocence, bro.
But you
It's
telling
sad.
me that you was in Diddy's presence and somebody else had to tell you,
As a grown man,
well, maybe Diddy is trying to get your milk and cookies.
to get some milk and cookies.
You didn't see it for yourself. You didn't feel like coming from his personality, his characteristics. See, in the court of a law, when you go to court,
Right.
like when Cassie goes to court and the rest of the witnesses go to court, there's going to be a jury. And the district attorney is going to pick the sharpest mind that they can find in that jury. And Diddy is going to pick the sharpest mind that he can corrupt in that jury.
The jury.
You are innocent until proven guilty. Diddy is innocent until proven guilty, even though everything about him smells guilty.
The oil dog. The young boy Bieber dog. You know what I mean? It ain't even right.
I'm going to say that I don't believe in Terrence Howard and what he has to say. I say I question the military mind games that's going on this internet. Because 1 minute,
he do got a point. It is a lot of Jedi mind tricks going on out here. People acting like they with the Lord, but they ain't. They with the bull. If you know who the bull is, he got horns. If you know who the Lord is, he stand over him and all that. But we ain't gonna make this a religious fact, but that's a fact and all that. Don't be sitting around getting lazy, getting fat and all that. 4 flats, back day, Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? React to that. But yeah, this is the reaction to the reaction off the Hassan Campbell channel. You know what I'm saying? Tap into him, like, share, subscribe to him. Also, tap in and hit that notification bell to LoCo ENT. Like, share, subscribe, tap into him because I'm him. You know what I mean? Join that membership. You know what I'm talking about? LoCo's traffic and LoCo ENT's pack and all that because we all that in the deuce pound. We around, forget the clowns. Whew. Local news report reactions to the reactions. Till next time, folks. I'm out. Peace.